he tried to trust the justice system. Like he didn't try to kill the guy first. They went to the police, but then they let this guy out, you know, and so he felt that the justice system failed him, so that he had to take it into his own hands. Welcome to the zoo. I got my peeps, A.K. Lopez and Nikki Paris, and today we got a very serious big deal. All right, let's see how we handle this. This is about the case of Cain Velasquez. Oof. That's today's big deal. All right, we're back. So I know who Cain Velasquez is because I'm a big fan of his. I've interviewed him. He's actually been in the studio a couple times. Oh, wow. He was the first Mexican-American heavyweight champ of the UFC. He's been in the WWE. So anyone that knows about combat sports knows who he is. He's not very outspoken, to be honest with you. He's actually a very quiet guy. I mean, he's like a traditional strong Mexican. He's just the strong, silent type. But he's a stand-up guy. He's never gone to jail for anything except now. I'll give you so viewer discretion is advised kind of thing. Warning, this is going to be some delicate stuff. Apparently, he had a 4-year-old, a 4-year-old son, who at the daycare, the person who owned the daycare was this like old lady who had this 40-something-year-old degenerate son who lived on the premises of the daycare. Apparently, this guy used to take kids into the bathroom, and Cain Velasquez's son was one of them. Cain Velasquez's son told the teachers or the parents, so they arrested the guy, the molester, who apparently has this record of doing this before, and they let the guy out on bail. Cain Velasquez took the law into his own hands. There's footage of him taking his truck, ramming into the guy's truck at an intersection, and shooting into the other guy's truck, aiming for the guy. He didn't hit the guy. He hit the guy's dad, who was driving him away, whatever. The guy was on house arrest. He had like a thing. So Cain is in jail right now. No bail. He's not being released. There's no bail that he can pay. He's going to be charged with attempted murder. And it looks like that's, an endangering people and all that other stuff. The whole MMA community is rallied around him. They're paying. He has the best lawyer, the most expensive defense lawyer in the country. He's made a lot of money, but it's obvious that there's other people that are helping him out. Now, it's a tricky situation because it was attempted murder. And by law, he's going to face time.
How much time?
He's probably going to face like 10 or 15 years. It depends on what they charge him with, because the thing is that it's not just that he was shooting at somebody. I think that what they're going to do is they're going to say he had temporary insanity, which people have gotten off, or had a very mitigated sentence, that something happened that you legitimately had every reason to go nuts. But the thing is that because he endangered other people, because he shot at him on a public street, they're going to charge him with that. So that might be the thing that the judge might try to hold him. I think it's going to be a jury, but right now the judge is holding him no bail. It's kind of tricky, right? Because it's like you feel for someone. There's no condoning attempted murder, but do you see this person in a different light than you would some gangster?
I do, because to be a parent and that's your baby and somebody touches.
Apparently, many times. Apparently, they
and
said
other kids.
No, but on his son, apparently it happened many times.
I just don't know how everybody thinks. Just the red flag that this guy would be living on the premises.
That's another thing.
You know,
he already had a record, by the way.
Right. And anybody, and you know what, I'm generalizing here, but anybody who lives with their mom past a certain age, I'm just saying, do your research. I'm just saying.
It's half funny, but you're right.
I'm not making a joke. I'm just saying, for somebody, because there's always, I'm just saying, there's some red flags.
Yeah, he didn't work at the school. He just lived on the premises, and apparently his defense was that he would help kids like with their zipper and he was just helping them with it, because there's like, they can see that he was like
this isn't Sesame Street. What are you doing here? Get a real house. You're a grown man.
Yeah. So I think that daycare and the people that own it have a lot to answer to, but it's the thing about, so the reason I want to talk about it here, number one, I know the guy. I've interviewed him. He has one of the best reputations for a fighter. I mean, obviously fighters have reputations of being, he's kind of like fulfilled it in this situation, not to make light of it, but he was always known as a stand-up guy and like a guy who, I used to call him the world's best Mexican. Like he's just, like this, the epitome of the strong, silent. His parents, came across the border. They worked on farms as day workers. He saw his parents slave away. He made himself into this, this icon. And then the justice system, because here's the thing that is coming through the grapevine from his family. He tried to trust the justice system. Like he didn't try to kill the guy first. They went to the police, but then they let this guy out. And so he felt that the justice system failed him, so that he had to take it into his own hands. But it's a story that I believe is going to be a national story, but it's going to question, like, I don't think it's about changing the law or even letting him off, but it's really understanding how complicated things are, right? Yeah. Like in this case, like how does this, like?
Well, I mean, not that I'm choosing sides, but I can understand why he would want to take the matters into his own hands.
Right.
I think any parent would. But I immediately connected it to this Kyle Rittenhouse Rittenhouse guy. I think that's his last name, where he actually shot at people. He actually, I think, injured, and I don't remember if he killed folks.
He did kill one. Yeah.
Yeah, and everything. He not guilty, right? And he got away with it. And so then when I immediately when I saw
in his case, whether you agree with it or not, his plea was that it was self-defense.
Yeah, whether you agree with it.
Yeah.
But so immediately with this guy, I'm looking at him and I'm like, oh.
There was no self-defense. He chased the guy down.
Yeah, but immediately I'm just like, oh, he's Mexican. Like, the jury system is not going to be in his favor just immediately by race, you know?
Well, if he's, it's Northern California. This is the Bay Area. Yeah. So if they get a jury of his peers, I hope that a significant amount of the jurors are going to be of Mexican descent, and who knows if he gets the jury might let him off by saying that temporary insanity. I forgot what major case when I was growing up. They had temporary insanity was the defense for somebody who tried to kill somebody, because it's not self-defense.
Right.
He can't make that case. Right. He can't make that case. And it's on camera too, by the way.
Which is what we were talking about, right? With the whole surveillance thing now, it's like everything's captured, so you caught everything.
Because if it wasn't on camera, he could have said, I went to go confront the guy attacked me, and then I attacked him back, self-defense. He can't say that. He obviously is chasing the guy. Look, my heart goes out to him.
Do you know who's really the victim? The kids.
Oh, absolutely.
The kids.
Because now
I feel sorry for those kids.
Look, I will say this, man. People can look this up. If you look at his mugshot, he is not ashamed of what he did. So I have a feeling, it's going to be complicated. He's probably going to get convicted of something. He's probably going to do time. But in some ways, I think he's going to kind of be looked at as a hero by some people. So it's going to be interesting just to watch. I feel for the guy. I also understand the rule of law, and we can't just say, hey, look, man, anytime people have a reason to go kill somebody, go do it. We can't do that.